Hello students, I am Sachitrakar. Welcome to Cars Physics. This is my lecture 10 on electrostatics and we are continuing electric charge and electric field. In lecture 9 we have discussed some numericals based on electric field. Again in this lecture I am going to repeat means again I am going to discuss some numericals on electric field. But the difference is in lecture 9 we have discussed some numericals on electric field which are meant for your board level. But in this lecture we will discuss some numericals which are meant for competitive exams for your competitive exams like NEET, JEE, etc. Let's start without wasting time. Question number 1. This question is previous IIT JEE question, JEE question. And this question is conceptual from the point of view that we have to go through the numericals by using free body diagram. So again, I would like to advise you, dear students, go through vectors. If you are continuing with 12th standard, then go through vectors well, and laws of motion means about free body diagram and some of conceptual subjects in mechanics, so that all these numericals will be very easier for you. Question number 1. An inclined plane is making an angle 30 degree. Okay, I am writing the data. Angle of inclination is 30 degree. With horizontal electric field means electric field is applied or electric field exists in space in horizontal direction, and magnitude of electric field is 100 volt per meter. As we have discussed, electric field, units of electric field Newton per coulomb, and in potential we will know units of electric field is volt per meter. Okay. A particle of mass 1 kg, mass of a particle is 1 kg and charge 0.01 coulomb, so is allowed to slide down from a height of 1 meter, h is 1 meter. If coefficient of friction, I have taken coefficient of friction 0.2, okay. Then we have to find time taken it will take the particle to reach the bottom. Let's consider this is the required inclined plane. Angle of inclination theta, I am not using the numerical values, I am only using variables. Angle of inclination theta, a particle will start its motion from top of the plane. Its initial velocity we may take 0 when time is 0. Then height of the plane is h, which is given as 1 meter. Then we have to find time taken by the particle to reach the bottom of the plane. This is the question. Okay. Let's consider at any instant the particle is at this position. Okay. Then as we know, weight of the particle will act in vertically downward direction, weight is mg, a normal reaction perpendicular to the surface r. So this angle is also theta, this is theta, this is theta, you know it better in when you are analyzing vectors or approaching numericals on laws of motion, friction, work power, energy, etc. Then component of mg means weight of the particle mg along this direction is mg cos theta, means mg cos theta is perpendicular to the plane, and parallel to the plane the component of weight is mg sin theta, which pulls the body in downward direction. Mg sin theta pulls the body in downward direction. Okay. Then an inclined plane is making an angle 30 degree. We have taken theta with horizontal electric field. Electric field exists in horizontal direction. So you may assume there is an electric field in space in horizontal direction, and as we know, direction of electric field is from positive to negative or from high potential to low potential. The body has a charge, it's given particle of mass 1 kg and charge 0.01 coulomb. We have taken mass m, let charge on the particle is q. positive q. Then this positive charge is repelled by positive and attracted by negative, since electric field is directed from positive to negative. So this charge experiences a force along positive direction of electric field or along the direction of electric field. Then force experienced by the charged particle is F, and as we know, F is equal to QE. Then force is equal to QE. Okay. Then this angle is theta. This is horizontal, this is horizontal. So these two lines are parallel. This is theta. Then let's resolve this force. Parallel to the plane, the component of force is QE cos theta, and perpendicular to the plane, the component of force is QE sin theta. Okay. If the body moves down, slides down, then obviously frictional force will act in upward direction. I have taken frictional force Fk, which represents kinetic friction, means frictional force which is observed during motion of a body. Then now free body diagram. Free body diagram. Let's imagine this is the position of the body or particle. Okay. We have resolved weight of the body and we have resolved force due to electric field. This is height. Okay. Then the force perpendicular to the plane is normal reaction in upward direction. The force perpendicular to the inclined plane in downward direction. See, these two forces are in downward direction and perpendicular to the plane, means angle between the force mg cos theta and force QE sin theta is 0 degree. So these two forces give resultant along same direction. That force is mg cos theta plus QE sin theta, and the force parallel to the plane in upward direction. See, in upward direction, one force is QE cos theta and other force is frictional force. So total force is QE cos theta plus frictional force, kinetic friction, and in downward direction the force is mg cos theta. Okay, this is the free body diagram. Okay, now the body will move downward. Let downward acceleration of the body is a. Okay, we have to find acceleration, then we will move to solution. Okay, then there is no motion perpendicular to the plane. The body doesn't move like this, body only moves parallel to the plane. Since there is no motion perpendicular to the plane, total upward force means normal reaction and mg cos theta plus QE sin theta in downward direction must balance each other. So normal reaction is equal to mg cos theta plus QE sin theta. Okay. Along downward direction, resulting acceleration is a, means the body experiences resultant force in downward direction. Then resultant force in downward direction is downward force mg cos theta minus total upward force QE cos theta plus kinetic friction. Okay. Then this is, we have already taken it. Then MA is equal to mg sin theta minus QE cos theta plus frictional force. Frictional force is product of coefficient of friction and normal reaction. Okay. Here normal reaction we have already got. Then I am erasing this due to shortage of space. Okay. Then MA, resultant force in downward direction is mg sin theta minus QE cos theta plus coefficient of friction mu into normal reaction. Normal reaction, in place of normal reaction we can write mg cos theta plus QE sin theta. Okay. Then resulting acceleration in downward direction is mg sin theta minus qe cos theta plus mu into mg cos theta plus qe sin theta whole divided by mass. Then this is expression of acceleration in downward direction of the body. In this direction the body experiences resulting acceleration A. This is mass of the body. See students, mass of the body is given 1 kg. Acceleration due to gravity we may put 10 meter per second square. Theta is 30 degree. Charge Q 0.01 coulomb. Electric field 100 volt per meter. Again theta is 30 degree. Coefficient of friction 0.2. All the data are given. By putting all the data we can calculate acceleration. Okay, I am not showing you a calculation, it will take much time. Okay, you should know the method how to approach the numericals, then calculation is easier for you. So this is resulting acceleration. Okay, now I am erasing this diagram. The body will start moving from the top of the plane. Okay, height of the plane is h, which is given 1 meter. Body will start moving from the top of the plane. When it starts moving, initial velocity is 0, we may take time is 0, and reaches at the bottom of the plane, time taken by the body is t, acceleration is a, which we can calculate. Let distance traveled by the body along the inclined plane in downward direction is s. Then let's put now kinematics equation. S is equal to ut, u is 0 plus half at square, and here time will be square root of 2s by a. But distance means along the plane is not given, height is given, but this angle is given. This angle is 30 degree theta. Then we may take sin theta is equal to perpendicular divided by hypotenuse. Perpendicular is h, hypotenuse is s. This implies s is equal to h by sin theta. Now time is equal to square root of 2 by a. In place of s we can write h divided by sin theta. This is our answer. Height is given. Okay, acceleration we can calculate. I am writing here time is equal to square root of 2h divided by a sin theta. Okay, height is given 1 meter. Acceleration we can calculate. Then theta is 30 degree. Solving it we will get time is equal to 1.345 second. This is your answer. Okay, two familiar question. Okay, and this is about question number 1. Only thing is first you should do free body diagram. Okay, question number 2. Question number 2, I am writing the question, not writing the question, I am showing you what is given. Suppose this is a right angle triangle. Okay, 3 charges are at the vertices of a right angle triangle. Let this angle is theta, this angle is 90 degree. Okay, this is A, this is B, this is C. Okay, this is any point D. Okay, at point A point charge, let Q1 minus 256 microcoulomb. At this point there is another point charge, let value is Q2 plus 299 microcoulomb. This is point C. This is another point charge, let Q3 is equal to plus 81 microcoulomb. Okay, BC is given 3 centimeter, AB is given 4 centimeter. Then what is asked? 3 point charges are kept at the vertices of an of a right angle triangle as shown in figure. Find electric field along DA. we have to find the electric field along a specified direction, means along dA. Direction of D to A is also direction from C to A. We have to find electric field along this direction. Okay. Let's consider first charge Q2. To get electric field along dA, let's place an unit positive charge at point D. Then this positive charge will repel it. This unit positive charge. This will repel it. Let field intensity due to Q2 is E2. This intensity we don't require because this intensity is directed along BD. This field intensity we don't require. We only require electric field along dA. So here there is unit positive charge we have placed at D. As per principle, where we have to find electric field intensity is force per unit positive charge. Okay. So here we have to find electric field intensity, we have to place an unit positive charge, and magnitude and direction of electric field intensity are same as that of force experienced by unit positive charge. So we do put an unit positive charge at point D. So Q3 will repel unit positive charge. Let field intensity is E3. Q1, since it's negative, it will attract unit positive charge. Let field intensity is E1. See, E1 and E3 both are directed along dA. Angle between E1 and E3 is 0 degree. So resultant electric field intensity along dA is given as E1 plus E2. Since angle between E1 and E2 is 0 degree, so magnitude of resultant field intensity along dA is magnitude of E1 plus magnitude of E2. Okay. Then magnitude of E1 is due to Q1, formula for electric field K, Q1 divided by square of distance, here distance is dA square. Charge is at A, unit positive charge at D, so distance is AD or dA. Okay. Plus E2, plus E3, E3 is due to Q3, so E3, K, charge is Q3 divided by square of distance is CD square. Okay. Now from this right angle triangle, BC is 3 centimeter, AB is 4 centimeter. See students, this is a right angle triangle. If this is 3 centimeter and this is 4 centimeter, obviously hypotenuse is 5 centimeter. This angle is theta. Then this is B, this is A, this is C. Okay. This point is D. Okay. Then AC is 5 centimeter. Then CD is BC cos theta. This is also 90 degree. Okay. If this is 90 degree, from right angle triangle BCD, cos theta is base divided by hypotenuse, CD by BC, then CD is BC cos theta, then CD is BC. BC is 3 centimeter, theta, cos theta. Okay, cos theta will be 3 divided by 5 from the whole right angle triangle. Base is 3 centimeter, hypotenuse is 5 centimeter, then this is 3 into cos theta is 3 by 5, so CD is 9 by 5, means CD is 1.2 centimeter. Similarly, AD is total distance is 5 centimeter minus 1.2 centimeter is 3.8 centimeter. Okay. Now, resulting electric field K, 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, means 9 into 10 to the power 9. Magnitude of Q1, 256 microcoulomb, 256 into 10 to the power minus 6 divided by dA, means AD is dA is 3.8 centimeter. dA, okay, 3.8 centimeter, 3.8 into 10 to the power minus 2 meter square, dA square, plus again K, 9 into 10 to the power 9, Q3 is given 81 microcoulomb, 81 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb divided by square of distance, CD square, CD is 1.2 centimeter, 1.2 into 10 to the power minus 2 meter, this square of distance. Then solving it, we will get 450 into, the result of these two will be same, Okay, result of these two will be same. This is 225 into 10 to the power 13. This is also 225 into 10 to the power 13. So result will be 450 into 10 to the power 13 Newton per Coulomb. Okay, so only the addition of vector, okay, considering the direction. Then question number 3. See student, the questions or the numericals coming in competitive exams are not difficult at all. We do think so. Only thing is, if you know approaching the numericals, then it will be made easier. So go through your fundamental concept thoroughly, then start approaching numericals starting from zero level question. In physics, nothing should be neglected. Start from zero level numericals and go on approaching, and a time will come you will find easier. Try your best. Then question number 3, it's also an easier question. An electron enters with a velocity of 5 into 10 to the power 6 meter per second in positive direction of an uniform electric field of 10 to the power 3 Newton per Coulomb. Find time taken by it to come to temporary rest. First, let's understand the question. This is the thing. When you are going to approach the numericals, first do understand the numericals. What are given, what is asked, and what are the concept behind it, and what formula should be used. Okay, let's represent first an uniform electric field. Okay, if electric field lines are parallel and equidistant, then electric field is uniform. This is uniform electric field. Magnitude is 10 to the power 3 Newton per Coulomb. An electron enters in positive direction of electric field. Electric field is directed from high potential to low potential, or here we are saying high potential we mean positive, low potential we do mean negative here. So electric field is directed from high potential to low potential. Electron enters in positive direction of electric field, means electron enters along the direction of electric field. The original direction of electric field is positive, means this direction is positive direction, and opposite to original direction is negative direction. So electron enters in positive direction of electric field. At initial velocity of the electron is u. U is given 5 into 10 to the power 6 meter per second. So electron is negatively charged. See students, if a negatively charged particle is placed or moves in electric field, suppose this is minus q, then this positive means high potential or positive will attract it and negative will repel it. So negative charge will experience a force opposite to the direction of electric field. So obviously here also electron will experience an opposing force which opposes the velocity of electron. Due to opposing force, the motion will be retarded. Retardation will be force by mass c. Velocity is along positive direction and retardation is in opposite direction. So obviously velocity will go on decreasing. Let at this position electron will come to rest. V is equal to 0. But this is not the position of permanent rest, because electron is experiencing a force, the negative charge. Electron has negative charge. The negative charge is experiencing a force in The direction opposite to the direction of electric field means from negative to positive. So electron will come to rest, but the condition of rest is temporary. It will come to rest for a moment and then it will reverse its direction and will return back in the opposite direction. So this is the position where electron comes to temporary rest. Okay. Then to come to temporary rest, final velocity should be 0. Time taken by the electron is t. We have to find time taken by the electron to come to temporary rest. Just now the concept is use kinematics equation. V is equal to u plus at. Final velocity is 0, u. Here motion is retarded. We may take minus a into t. So t is equal to u by a. But acceleration is force by mass. As we know, electric field is force experienced by electron, F by E. So F is charge of electron into electric field intensity divided by mass of electron. So here U divided by E divided by M. So time taken by the electron to come to temporary rest, mu divided by E. Mass of electron 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg. Initial velocity 5 into 10 to the power 6 meter per second. Charge of electron 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb into electric field intensity 10 to the power 3 Newton per coulomb. Then solving it, you will get time is 2.9 into 10 to the power minus 8 second. This is your answer. Okay. Too easier, just approach the numericals going through it. This is question number 3. I am erasing it. I hope you are taking screenshot. Okay. Question number 3. Then question number 4. Question number 4. This is also an easier question. Just after going through question, we will know how to approach it. Very easier question. Okay. I am representing first, doing the diagram first. Let's consider this is a support and this is a string, massless string we may consider. This is a simple pendulum. This is bob of the simple pendulum. Mass of the simple pendulum means bob of the simple pendulum has a mass of, let 1 gram means 10 to the power minus 3 kg and its effective length is 40 centimeters. Okay. Charge given to it, let q. Let's say the pendulum bob is given a positive charge. Okay. Now the question, the bob or a simple pendulum has a bob of mass 1 gram and effective length of the pendulum is 40 centimeter. The bob carries a charge, let plus q, if a horizontal electric field, see, this charge is positive. Now a horizontal electric field is applied. Horizontal electric field is 4 into 10 to the power 4 Newton per coulomb is applied. Then the bob remains at a distance of 24 meter from vertical. Calculate the value of or magnitude of Q. This is the question. A simple pendulum has a bob of mass 1 gram, has its effective length 40 centimeter, okay, carries a charge Q. Now a horizontal electric field is applied and then the bob remains at a distance of 24 meter from vertical, okay. We have to calculate magnitude of charge. Take the question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Have you taken the question? Okay, I am erasing the question. Then we will go to solution. See, the charge on the bob is positive. Just imagine this is an uniform electric field applied horizontal. Electric field is E. Okay. Direction of electric field as we have discussed from positive to negative. So this positive charge is repelled by positive and attracted by negative. So this is the final position and the bob goes and remains here and doesn't come back so long as the electric field is present. Okay. This distance is given 24 centimeter. Let this angle is theta. This is the concept. Now we have to do free body diagram. This is position of the bob when the electric field is applied. Okay, this is your support. Weight of the bob acts in vertically downward direction. Weight of the bob is mg and it experiences a force along the direction of electric field, and as we know, force is equal to QE. Charge is positive, electric field from positive to negative. Okay. It experiences a horizontal force QE and obviously there will be tension along the string. This is tension along the string. So this angle is we have considered this angle is theta. So this is also vertical. So this angle will be theta. This is tension in the string. Just think students, we have already approached this type of numericals when we are solving numericals on Coulomb's law. Resolve tension, this is force. Force is equal to QE. Okay. Now tension is resolved into two rectangular components. The vertical component tension is resolved T cos theta and the horizontal component is T sin theta. And final free body diagram. The body is at rest at this position. Then the forces acting on the bob along this direction force. Along this direction T sin theta, in vertically upward direction T cos theta, in vertically downward direction weight of the bob. Then for equilibrium, sum of these two forces must be 0, sum of these two forces must be 0. These two forces are in opposite direction, these two forces are in opposite direction. The only condition is the respective forces must have equal in magnitude. So for condition of equilibrium, T sin theta must be equals to force. Magnitude of T sin theta is equal to magnitude of force, equation 1. Then T cos theta. Magnitude of T cos theta must be equals to magnitude of weight, equation 2. Now divide equation 2 by equation 1. Then T sin theta divided by T cos theta is equal to F by mg. T get cancelled, then tan theta is equal to F by mg. Have we recalled our past lecture? Lecture number 9. I have told this formula is very, very important for your future. In very shortcut way, you can calculate your answer. Tan theta is equal to F by mg, but here F is QE, so tan theta is equal to F by mg means QE divided by mg. Then Q is equal to mg tan theta divided by mg tan theta divided by magnitude of electric field. This is our answer. Mass is given. I am writing the data as mass is 10 to the power minus 3 kg. G, you may take 10 meter per second square. Then magnitude of electric field, I think it is 10 to the power 3. No. Magnitude of electric field is 4, sorry. 4 into 10 to the power 4 Newton per coulomb. All these data are given. Only thing is you have to calculate tan theta. How to calculate tan theta? Very easy. I'm erasing all this. See, from this diagram, this is original position, this is displaced position, and this is 24 centimeter. Length of string, this is 40 centimeter. Okay. This angle is theta. OAB. This angle is 90 degree. From the right angle triangle, we don't require this part. From the right angle triangle OAB, this is 24 centimeter, this is 40 centimeter, this angle is theta. This is base, this is perpendicular, and this is hypotenuse. Okay. Then sine theta is equal to perpendicular AB divided by hypotenuse OB. Then sine theta is AB. AB is 24 centimeter, OB is 40 centimeter. Then what will come? I am erasing this. 6 divided by 10 or 3 divided by 5. So sine theta is equal to 3 by 5. See. This is a right angle triangle. This angle is theta. Sine theta is 3 divided by 5. This is 90 degree. Then obviously this is 4. Then tan theta is perpendicular divided by base. Okay. 3 by 4. Okay. Then you may put here tan theta is 3 by 4, and all these data are given. By solving, you will get magnitude of charge 1.8 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb. This is your answer. Too easy. Then this is about question number 4 or question number 5. I have forgotten the number. I think it's question number 5 because 4 is previous one. Okay. Then next. Now itself I will discuss some 1 or 2 numericals, but I am not going to any numerical data. I will only discuss about the method, which is important for you. You should know the method, how to approach the numericals, and the calculation you can do very well, as you are always calculating so many things. You can calculate easily. The next question. I am writing Q, not writing the number. Okay. Let's consider this is a simple pendulum. The mass of the bob is N. Okay. Charge of the bob is Q. Okay. Then what will be time period if effective length is L? There may be, the bob may contain charge or may not contain charge. It doesn't matter. Then time period of simple pendulum is given as 2 pi root of L by G. General way. Suppose it is given a simple pendulum has effective length L, mass of the bob is M, it is vibrating on a horizontal plane with a period 2 pi root of L by G. Now, charge given to the bob is Q, then time period will remain same. Why the time period will be affected? Because there is no such external force on the bob. If an external electric field in vertically upward direction is applied, charge given to the bob is plus Q. If an external electric field in vertically upward direction is applied, what will be the new time period? Okay, see, this is the bob. Initially, when no electric field were applied, only force acting on the body in downward direction is mg. Okay, and tension is T, which balances weight, we know it. When the bob is given a charge Q and electric field is applied in upward direction of electric field is from positive to negative. So obviously this positive charge is experiencing a force in upward direction, force is equal to QE. And resultant force in downward direction, resultant force in downward direction, we may take mg dash is equal to downward force mg minus upward force QE. Then effective acceleration due to gravity will be mg minus QE divided by mass. Then now time period will be 2 pi root of L by G dash. This is formula of G dash. Okay. Suppose it is given, charge given to the bulb is Q and an electric field in vertically downward direction is applied. Then what will happen? The bulb will experience a downward force due to electric field, because this is positive, positive will repel positive, negative will attract positive in vertically downward direction, and initial force in downward direction is mg. Now it experiences a force QE, then total force is mg plus QE. Then effective acceleration due to gravity will be whole divided by mass. So in general, G dash is equal to mg plus minus QE divided by mass. Okay. If electric field is applied in downward direction, then it will be positive. If electric field is applied in vertically upward direction, then this will be negative. These are simple thoughts. In place of G dash, we may put mg plus QE by m or mg minus QE by m. Okay. Finally, I am going to a board level question, pure board level question. Okay. Suppose I am writing the question, board level question, I will write it. Okay. Question. 2 point charges plus Q and minus Q are at 2 points on x-axis. The points, coordinates of points are given minus x2 0 and plus x1 0 respectively. Find electric field at the origin O. Coordinates of origin are 0 0. Very easy question. Okay. Suppose this is x-axis, this is positive direction, this is negative direction. Okay. This is origin O. Coordinates of origin are 0 0. This is y-axis. This is a point where a charge Q plus Q is present, at minus x2 and 0. This is position of plus Q, and this is a charge minus Q. The position of minus Q is at x1 and 0. We have to find the electric field at the origin. Where we have to find the electric field, we have to place an unit positive charge. Let's place here an unit positive charge, means test charge. This plus Q will repel it. Let field intensity G1. This minus Q will attract it. Let field intensity G2. Electric field intensity is vector quantity, since E1 and E2 both are in positive x-axis direction, both are in the direction of positive x-axis. So resultant field intensity is given as sum of field intensity G1 and E2 at point O or at origin. Then since angle between E1 and E2 is 0 degree, then magnitude of resultant field intensity is magnitude of E1 plus magnitude of E2. Magnitude of E1 is due to plus Q, K, Q, distance from origin to this position is x2 square plus K, Q. This is magnitude of this charge is also Q. Distance from origin is x1 square. Then now let's solve it. Resulting electric field, magnitude of resulting electric field K, 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by x2 square plus 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught q by x1 square, and magnitude of resultant electric field 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q into 1 by x1 square plus 1 by x2 square. Okay, this is your answer. Very easy. These are some questions on electric field, and this is about lecture number 10. Thank you, students. Thank you for your sincere support. Thanks.